There may be a number of reasons why children experience barriers to learning and participation. These barriers can be addressed when the education system and schools are responsive to the needs of each learner. We need to look at what the learner is able to achieve and do well, and build on the learner's strengths while providing support for areas of challenge. Neurocognitive differences, physical disabilities, socio-economic challenges, and language and cultural differences are only barriers to learning and participation if the system doesn't provide an enabling environment for effective teaching and learning to take place. All schools need to create a positive and welcoming environment that has sufficient resources, positive attitudes, effective teaching methods, and curriculum that engage and support all learners. The Screening, Identification, Assessment and Support, or SIAS process, is designed to support teachers to identify and help learners who experience barriers to learning and participation, and subsequently adapt the learning environment so that successful learning can take place. The process ensures that the learner's teachers, parents or caregivers, school-based support teams, and district-based support teams are all working together in the best interests of the learners. The collaboration between the school-based and district-based support team will become particularly important should the school need to secure external specialized support for learners experiencing barriers. The SIAS process begins by identifying individual learners' experiences in the classroom. Official forms assist teachers step by step with the screening, identifying, and assessing of barriers. 1. Screening begins when the child first enters school. The teacher interviews the child and completes a learner profile. 2. Identification occurs as the teacher determines the learner's strengths and needs and develops an awareness of the additional support the child may need. 3. Assessment, formal and informal, identifies the extent and severity of the barriers to learning and participation, and the type of support that is needed. This can be done by the teacher and other support specialists, such as social workers, educational psychologists, and occupational therapists. 4. Support details the measures to be taken to serve the child's needs and could include teaching and learning strategies and adaptations, assistive devices, therapeutic interventions, and accommodations. The teacher initiates the support process with support from the school-based and district-based support teams, support specialists, the learning support teacher, or even services from government departments and other agencies mandated to provide support services for children. As part of the SIAS protocol, filling in a support needs assessment form prompts and assists the teacher to build a learner profile, including strengths and needs in communication, learning, behaviors, and social competencies in the classroom and at school, as well as the learner's family, home, and community situation. Teacher interventions, support strategies, and barriers to learning and participation are also recorded.
The inclusive school runs on the policy of the SIAS policy, which is screening, identification, assessment, and support. First, we start with our baseline assessments, then we have our reports. And when we find a child that has a barrier to learning, I and my team at the school-based support team sit down in consultation with the parents. We do an individual support plan for each child that the teacher does in the classroom and the learning support teachers do as well.
When a learner presents marked difficulties and is experiencing severe barriers, this information is used to develop an individual support plan, ISP. The ISP is developed by the teacher in collaboration with the school and district-based support team, support specialists and learning support teacher, and often in consultation with the parents and caregivers.
We have learners in our schools that are on medication. We used to have a little boy that was disabled, a boy in a wheelchair as well. So we did alter the school and to make it more comfortable for him.
The SIAS process is a holistic and collaborative approach. It needs to include everyone who can have an impact on the learner's development, including the parents and caregivers.
It is said that every child can learn, but they learn in different paces and also in different ways. So we embrace that as a school. We believe that inclusivity is the way to go. We do not exclude any child in the school, and we embrace them with their learning barriers. And because we are resourced to attend to or to address those barriers, we are at ease to implement and to get the result that we need.
All schools need to work to remove barriers to learning and participation, not just those identified as full service or special schools. The SIAS process can help all schools be inclusive schools for all learners.